Welcome to a new concept in sewing with the Memory Craft 5000, a uniquely designed sewing machine providing professional style embroidery with the use of memory cards, 4 built-in alphabet styles, and the added benefit of basic sewing stitches. The following instructional guide for the Memory Craft 5000 is divided into 3 segments. Segment 1 will include the command keys and stitch selection. Segment 2 will explain the built-in letter styles. Segment 3 will detail the professional style embroidery options. Let's begin with some basic features information. The Memory Craft 5000 comes with its own portable carrying case for protected storage and easy mobility. The power cord, foot control, and embroidery frame can be stored in the flip-open storage space. 7 accessory feet are included with the machine. Each foot is marked with a letter code for easy reference. The convenient accessory tray provides an organized storage space for all the feet. This accessory tray is easily removable for free arm sewing. To begin, plug in the power cord and the foot control. To turn on your Memory Craft 5000, simply switch the on and off switch located on the right side. Lift the top lid. To wind the bobbin, feed the thread through the center of the bobbin from the inside out. Place the bobbin on the bobbin winding spindle. Move the bobbin spindle to the right. Holding on to the thread tail, depress the foot control. Notice as the bobbin is winding that the visual touch screen displays a bobbin. After a few yards of thread has been wound, clip off the thread tail. When the bobbin winder is in this position, all function buttons are inactive. The bobbin will stop automatically when maximum thread is wound. Clip the thread, move the bobbin spindle to the left, and remove the bobbin. To place the bobbin in the bobbin holder, slide the black release button to the right on the see-through bobbin cover. With the thread tail to the left, drop the bobbin in the bobbin holder. Place the thread tail through the bobbin tension spring as indicated on the cover window. Replace the bobbin cover over the bobbin. To thread your Memory Craft 5000, place a good quality spool of thread on the horizontal thread pin. Place the spool cap snugly against the thread. There are 2 different size spool caps with your Memory Craft 5000. Be sure to match thread caps to spool sizes for smooth thread delivery. Use large cap with large spools and small caps with smaller or narrow spools. Follow the thread paths across the top of the machine. Continue threading, following the number sequence at the top and front of the machine. Threading the needle becomes simplified with the use of the needle threader. Pull the needle thread down and slightly forward, bringing the needle pin through the eye of the needle. Bring the thread tail under both guides from left to right. Continue to hold the thread tail in the right hand and release the needle threader. The thread will be drawn behind the needle. To pick up the bobbin thread, continue to hold the thread tail and press the needle up-down button twice. Place both the upper thread and bobbin thread under the pressure foot and to the rear. You are now ready to sew. Let's get acquainted with the command keys and stitch selections to provide you with easy operation of the Memory Craft 5000. A control panel is located on the right front of the machine. These keys will be used to memorize patterns, change letter sizes, and move patterns. 4 quick command buttons are located directly above the needle. The top quick command button is the needle up-down button for raising or lowering the needle without using the hand wheel. The next quick command button is for sewing a locking stitch. When pressed, 4 lock stitches will be sewn in place. The lock stitch button can be used to reinforce any stitch. The third quick command button is a reverse stitch. When straight stitch number 1 or number 2, zigzag number 7, or multiple zigzag number 8 is being sewn, by pressing the reverse button, stitches will be sewn in reverse. The last quick command button provides finger control start-stop when sewing professional style embroidery. When the Memory Craft 5000 is first turned on, the large visual touch screen will display a menu. This menu offers 3 mode selections. When the first mode is pressed, stitch selections become available. By lifting the flip-top lid, the stitch selections can be viewed. The visual touch screen will display a panel of 7 utility stitches. To select one of the stitches, simply touch the picture of the desired stitch, and the chosen stitch will become highlighted. To advance to the next panel of stitches, press the Next Page key on the control panel. To return to the previous panel of stitches, press the Previous Page key on the control panel. When the desired stitch is selected, the upper portion of the visual touch screen will display a specific message pertaining to the selected stitch. The first message will indicate the proper thread tension settings. The thread tension dial is located inside the lid. The thread tension dial calibrates the upper thread tension from 0 to 9. A normal thread tension range is indicated from 3 to 5. For most sewing, the thread tension is set at 4 and does not require an adjustment. The visual touch screen also suggests by letter code the correct foot to be used with each stitch. The width-length key is located on the upper right-hand corner of the visual touch screen. When the width-length key is pressed, the display on the visual touch screen will display the preset width and length of each stitch as it is chosen. Each setting can be increased or decreased by pressing the plus or minus key. Each stitch can be customized with a push of a key. To return to the stitch selection panel, press the Go Back key located on the control panel. The visual touch screen displays one more function key, the memorized needle up-down key located in the upper right corner. The memorized needle up-down key allows you to program the needle to always stop in either the up or down position. The memorized position will not change even when using the quick command needle up-down key. This is a great convenience during continuous sewing sequences. Stitch 1 is a straight stitch in the center needle position. This stitch will be used for most sewing projects. When sewing garment seams, use this stitch and the 5/8 inch mark on the needle plate for exact seam allowances. For additional accuracy, a 1/8 inch or 3/8 inch mark is indicated. Stitch 2 is a straight stitch in the left position. Stitch 3 is a locomatic stitch. When this stitch is sewn, it will begin with 4 stitches forward, 4 stitches in reverse, then continue to sew forward. At the end of a seam, press the reverse button to lock the end in the same manner. Stitch 4 is a lock-in-place stitch. When beginning a seam, this stitch sews 4 locking stitches in place. At the end of a seam, press the reverse button to sew 4 locking stitches in place. Stitch 5 is a triple stretch stitch. This stitch is used in areas where both strength and elasticity is needed. Eliminate the need of sewing a seam twice by using this stitch. Stitch 6 is an exclusive stretch stitch. Use this stitch to eliminate puckering on the edge of knit fabric. It will also allow a stretch seam to be pressed completely flat. Each of these straight stitches can be sewn in any of 15 needle positions by pressing the width-length key. Stitch number 7 is a zigzag stitch used for overcasting an applique. To change the width and length, press the width-length key. The preset width and length can be adjusted using the plus or minus keys. Press the Go Back key to return to the stitch selection. Press the Next Page key to view additional stitch selections. Stitch 8 is a multiple zigzag, used for attaching elastic or repairing tears in fabric. Stitch 9 is used to overcast and stitch a seam simultaneously. The visual touch screen suggests over edge foot C. Press the red release button on the back of the ankle to remove foot A. Place the C foot on the needle plate and lower the pressure foot to snap on. Place the raw edge of the fabric against the guide and lower the pressure foot. This results in a completely finished seam. Stitch 10 is a blind hem stitch. The suggested foot is blind hem foot G. Attach the G foot as previously described. Prepare the fabric for a blind hem by double folding the hem and pressing to the wrong side. Fold the fabric to reveal approximately 1/4 inch of hem. Place this fold against the black guide on the foot. Test stitch to be sure that the needle will pierce a scant edge of the fold. Adjust the stitch width for correct needle position by pressing the width-length key on the visual touch screen. Press the minus key to approximately 0.4 for exact needle placement. Sew a blind hem with the right-hand swing falling off the edge of the fabric. Stitch number 11 is a shell stitch. This stitch will create a shell finish on the fold of lightweight or bias cut fabric by stitching close to the edge. Stitches 12, 13, and 14 are sensor button hole patterns. Stitch 12 is a square end buttonhole. Stitch 13 is a round end buttonhole. Stitch 14 is a keyhole buttonhole. Choose the desired buttonhole style on the visual touch screen. The exact size buttonhole will be measured by placing a button on the back guide of the buttonhole foot. Slide the holder forward to hold the button in place. Attach the automatic buttonhole foot R. Pull the buttonhole lever down. Draw the threads under the buttonhole foot by placing a piece of fabric under the foot and pressing the needle up-down twice. Place the fabric under the buttonhole foot and lower the pressure foot. Press the foot control to sew a buttonhole. Continue to hold the foot control down until the machine comes to an automatic stop at the completion of the buttonhole. The visual touchscreen displays a double sewing key. This key will automatically sew around a buttonhole twice. Press the Next Page key to view additional stitches. Stitch 15 is used as an applique stitch. The F foot is recommended. This stitch is used on the folded edge of an applique pattern. Stitch 16 is a decorative feather stitch. This stitch simulates a hand-worked quilting stitch when sewing patchwork designs. Stitch 17 is a cross stitch. Several continuous rows create interesting patterns. Stitches 18, 19, 20, and 21 are decorative stitches. Sewing single rows of one pattern or alternating rows of several patterns will create original designs. To stitch single patterns with these stitches, use the Auto Lock button and choose a stitch pattern. Start sewing. Press the Auto Lock key. The stitch will be completed and a locking stitch will secure the threads. Press the built-in letter styles located in the center box of the menu mode. The instructions on the visual touch screen indicate that some setting adjustments need to be changed before sewing. The first adjustment is to change the thread tension dial setting to 2. The next adjustment is to drop the feed dogs. Do this by reaching behind the sewing surface and sliding the feed dog lever to the right. You will see the feed dogs lower. It is important to remember that the feed dogs must be returned to their normal up position before returning to standard sewing. This will be done by sliding the same lever back to the left. This time you will not see the feed dogs move up. They will return to the up position when the next stitch is sewn, or press the quick command needle up-down button twice. The P-foot is the recommended pressure foot. Attach the P-foot by removing the ankle and screwing the P-foot on the machine. Thread used for professional style lettering should be of good quality. Janome acrylic embroidery thread is of high quality, static resistant, and has a beautiful shine. A lightweight bobbin thread should be used. The threading sequence remains the same as previously described. The visual touch screen will display a choice of block or script letter styles. Press the block letters. The visual touch screen now displays the block style of letters, numerals, punctuation marks, and a small space. Press the Next Page key. To view letters with a variety of accents, additional punctuation marks, and a large space key, press the Previous Page key. The block letter style can be sewn in 3 sizes: small, 10 millimeters, medium, 18 millimeters, and large, 30 millimeters. When the block letter style is selected, the Memory Craft automatically sets up in the medium-sized letters. To change to a different letter size, press the Size key. Upper and lowercase lettering is available by pressing the Case key. The visual screen will scroll to upper or lowercase letters. To change to a script letter style, press the Go Back key. In the script letter style, all of the same options are available for size variation and upper and lowercase. Return to the block letter style by pressing the Go Back key. Each time a bank of letters is pressed, a letter will appear on the visual touch screen. To memorize the letter selected, press M. To insert a space between words or punctuation marks, choose the pattern, then press M. To correct errors, the C key will clear letters one at a time. The built-in letter styles will be sewn using the embroidery frame. Place the fabric on the lower portion of the embroidery frame. Position the inner frame on top of the fabric and press firmly to secure. Tighten the screw. Attach the embroidery frame to the carriage located in the rear of the Memory Craft 5000 by lining up the prongs of the frame with the holes in the carriage and turning the knob counterclockwise. To begin sewing, lower the pressure foot and press the Start-Stop button. After a few stitches have been sewn, press the Start-Stop button to stop the Memory Craft and clip the thread tail. When the program is complete, the machine will stop automatically. If while sewing the thread should break, stop the machine by pressing the Start-Stop button. Rethread the Memory Craft 5000. Press the placement key on the control panel. The visual touch screen displays arrows to move the frame forward or backwards in the pattern. Each touch of an arrow will move the frame forward or backwards 10 stitches, allowing you to move the frame where it is needed. Touch the frame return arrow, then press the Start-Stop button to continue sewing. The beginning key allows you to return to the beginning of the pattern. Several rows of words can be sewn using the template grid as a guide. Program in the word more. The template grid will provide exact placement. Place the template grid over the fabric in the frame, lining up the notches. The template grid indicates a beginning mark for the lettering. The needle will automatically line up over this beginning mark as each series of words is programmed. Press the placement key to position the needle drop on a new grid line. Placement arrows will appear on the visual screen. Press the arrows to position the needle drop on a new grid line. Before beginning to sew, remove the template grid and press the Start-Stop button. The grid lines on the template grid allow for perfect placement of a new row of words. The large-sized letters cover 3 grid squares. The medium-sized letters cover 2 grid squares. The small-sized letters cover 1 grid square. The lettering can be used alone or in combination with embroidery patterns. Press the Go Back key to return to the main menu. The third mode displays the test pattern used for centering patterns with the use of the optional accessory, the cloth setter. The cloth setter must be calibrated to each Memory Craft 5000 to assure perfect placement. Place the fabric in the frame and place it on the carriage as described earlier in this video. Press the test pattern. Press the Start-Stop button to sew the test pattern. When the test pattern has been sewn, remove the frame from the carriage. Place the frame on the cloth setter. Bring down the positioning arm on the cloth setter. The test pattern on the cloth setter should line up perfectly with the test pattern on the fabric. If the test patterns do not line up, adjust the cloth setter by loosening the 2 adjusting screws, and move the embroidery frame until the test patterns are aligned. Tighten the adjustment screws to set the cloth setter. The cloth setter can be used with the embroidery frame and the optional embroidery hoops. The cloth setter can be used for exact placement of lettering or professional style embroidery patterns. Mark the fabric with a cross where desired design placement will be sewn. With the inner frame removed, place the embroidery frame on the cloth setter. Place the fabric on the frame. Lower the positioning arm. Move the fabric until the test pattern on the positioning arm and the cross on the fabric are aligned. Place the inner frame on the fabric loosely. Secure the inner frame in place. Tighten the front adjusting screw to secure the fabric firmly in the frame. Remove the frame from the cloth setter. This section of the video will explain the professional style embroidery capability of the Memory Craft 5000. Professional style embroidery is accomplished with the use of the optional memory cards. To insert a memory card, turn the power switch off. With the front side of the memory card facing you, insert the memory card into the slot on the right side of the Memory Craft 5000. Turn on the Memory Craft 5000. Press the third box on the menu mode for professional style embroidery. The visual touchscreen will display the necessary settings. These settings are the same as used for lettering. The feed dogs must be dropped, the tension changed to 2, and the P-foot attached. The visual touchscreen displays the patterns on the memory card. Press the next page key to view additional patterns. Press previous page key to move backwards. Press the picture of the desired design. The visual touchscreen displays each segment of the design. Professional style embroidery designs will be sewn on fabric in an embroidery frame. Many fabrics require a firm stabilizer for better embroidery results. When using a stabilizer, place both fabric and stabilizer in the embroidery frame. Place the fabric in the frame as previously described for lettering. Attach the frame to the carriage. The visual touchscreen suggests the correct thread color for each segment. Thread the machine as previously described for lettering. Press the Start/Stop button to begin sewing. After completing the first segment, the machine will stop automatically. Cut the connecting thread. Refer to the visual touchscreen for the next color. Change the thread to the next color. Only the needle thread needs to be changed. Change the thread as each segment indicates. The Memory Craft 5000 will stop automatically when the pattern is complete. Optional memory cards offer a variety of design choices. Design placement is simplified by using the oval template grid. Memory cards starting with 2 begin stitching in the upper left corner as indicated on the template. They will be sewn in the centering pattern on the template. Memory cards starting from 102 will begin stitching in the middle of the centering pattern. These designs can also be randomly placed by pressing the placement arrows. Move the needle to a clean area of fabric. Selected segments of these designs can be sewn by skipping. Press the segments you want to skip. The design will begin sewing at segment number 3, the bow. Embroidery designs and lettering can be combined with the use of the template grid. After an embroidery pattern has been sewn, place the template in the frame and press the menu key. Press the built-in lettering mode. Program the desired word. Press the placement arrows to move the needle down along the template. Remove the template and press the Start/Stop button to sew. Clip off the thread tail after the pattern begins to eliminate tangling. By using the optional cloth setter and the template grid, you can combine designs from several memory cards for creative embroidery patterns. For additional creativity, the Memory Craft 5000 can be used with many other optional accessories. A variety of specialty feet are available, and the Miracle Stitcher attachment, which applies yarn and cords with free motion couching. We hope this instructional video will add to your hours of enjoyment using the Memory Craft 5000.